Hey everybody, how's it going? So I wanted to talk a little bit in this video about visual aids. And this is something that not every speech necessarily requires, but some of the speeches we do this semester do require them. So check out your assignment sheet so you can see which ones do and don't. And it's something that really helps certain audience members, especially, and those people we call visual learners. And I think everybody's a visual learner to a certain extent, but some people, the visual channel speaks to them more than others. And so for them, it's especially helpful to have a visual aid. And so a lot of folks ask me, like, what would you recommend regarding visual aids after watching all these speeches over the years? And what I would suggest, if you're putting together visual aids, is that you consider putting together a visual aid that is large. You don't want the audience to have to strain their eyes to see it. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is to make your visual aid simple. So people tend to put a lot of images combined on there. They'll have a picture in one corner, another picture in another corner, another picture in another corner, and a graph here, all on one slide. And that can be really confusing and distracting for the audience. So keep it simple. And the other suggestion I have, and this is probably the most important, is to make sure that with your visual aids, you have your visual aids as visual aids rather than reading aids, meaning that sometimes people make their visual aids and the visual aids have a lot of words, lots of reading. Now, to be clear here, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have words in your visual aid. So if you've got some slides, it's okay to have words on there. It's just that they have a lot of words and not very many pictures, not very many graphs, not very many bar graphs, not very many pie graphs, not very many photographs, not very many illustrations. And as a result, it becomes this reading assignment for the audience where they're trying to read the whole speech. So try to avoid that if possible. Try to make your visual aids the kind of visual aids that you can simply enjoy on the surface without having to do a lot of reading. Now, that's not to say you couldn't have some words. That's totally fine and understandable. It depends on the visual aid. Some don't need words at all. Some do kind of benefit from a title or something like that. And some visual aids even are just words, but they're very few words, maybe one or two, just to kind of keep it simple. So that's my other suggestion. So those are the recommendations for visual aids. Have fun with them. And make sure that you make it so that everybody can see them. And if you're submitting your video online of this particular assignment, you can zone in on those visual aids and maybe have someone zoom in on it, or just make sure it's big. You can put it on your laptop computer and have it next to you and turn the laptop around, or you can have it on a big TV screen behind you. Or you could actually have it on a poster if you want to go old school. So those are all different ways to do it. Just make sure if it's on a laptop that it's really big and that it's a big laptop for everybody to see it. And if it's on a TV screen, usually that is a little easier to make it big as you're going through it. And I'll look forward to seeing your speeches with visual aids and enjoying whatever you decide to do as a visual journey as part of your presentation to make your presentation work. All right, thanks so much. Looking forward to the visual aids.